Good morning and welcome to River City Housing's first pre-bid video for 9814 East Avenue. We're not going to follow the scope word for word. We are just going to walk the house. So here is 9814 East Avenue. You're going to be redoing the roof, complete with Shasta White architectural shingles. You will not need venting because we will be foaming the roof line. We're going to start over here on the right side of the house so that we can just walk around. There's a big antenna that'll need to be removed and the pole cut off below grade. We are redoing the guttering with 5-inch seamless with gutter guard. The soffit and fascia are already done. Those just need to be cleaned. We do have a couple window wells down here that will need to be cleaned out. Gravel installed. Remove the old remnants from the old cover. You're going to be tuck pointing any issues you find, holes, cracks in the mortar. There's some of those right here. We are replacing all the windows. Those will need to go back in kind with the same grid patterns except for these diamond patterns. Those can be different. As you can see, there's already siding under the windows, which will remain. Just clean it, except replace this one that has a hole in it. All gutters will need extensions if they're not terminating on the driveway. No splash blocks, please. I don't know how well you can see slope in the video, but the entire house will need to be graded around the foundation to have proper slope away from the house. We'll move on around here. Of course, remove any random rocks laying around. That's the mail marked for return. We will be replacing this front door, the entry door, and a full glass storm added. We will need a wireless doorbell that plugs into the wall, a new mailbox. You'll see on the electric, we'll get a new lantern light fixture there. Gonna get a new frost-free hose bib to go in there. This landscaping area here will need to be weeded, weed guard put down, some evenly spaced boxwoods, and some pea gravel. Other than that, this front walk looks okay. You will be replacing the driveway with concrete. We're going to go 9 foot by approximately 70 feet. As you'll notice over here, we have 2 windows. If the driveway cannot be 4 inches below those, then we are going to need to add window wells with covers on those. The other ones I don't necessarily care about, but if they're on this driveway side, I'd like covers. We're going to be replacing these 2 gates. The driveway is going to extend back past these gates to line up with the end of the sidewalk that's getting replaced. Going to need to tear out the driveway and this sidewalk. Again, slope is hard to see, but it's drastically sloping towards the house. So we're going to replace that and slope it away from the house. Here's the backyard. When you're pouring your concrete, we're also going to pour a concrete pad back in this corner here to hold the 8x10 shed you will be installing. As far as trees, this one here will need to be cut back so that it doesn't interfere with the shed. I'm going to take down this little junk tree here and all these little saplings around it. Obviously clean up any loose sticks and limbs that have already fallen. I'm fine with leaving things on the fence line, just trim it back. I'm going to leave this little one here, but make sure it's cut back 8 feet from the house. The larger tree here has some already dead limbs in it that'll need to be cleaned up. It's kind of hard to tell this time of year what's dead. Moving on around. This one here comes in contact with the house quite a bit and will need to be cut back. And this one here at the corner, we can eliminate altogether. Oh, back to your concrete. All four corners of the house are going to need to be repaired. The window wells here on the back of the house, all rusted out. Those will need to be replaced. Remove these saplings at the root before going back in with your gravel and window wells. Gonna need metal railing and handrail here at the back. Part of our grading, there's a, again, it's hard to tell, pretty big hole right there. Back up, some of you can get a view of the roof from back here. And we'll move on into the house. This back door, getting a aluminum half-light screen. We need a threshold. Notice there's going to need to be some floor work done to accept that. Currently the door fits pretty tight. We're going to add quick set rekeyable lock sets to both entry doors. We already have the ones for this one. As you can see, the handle's already installed and the deadbolt is right there. Currently coming in this back door, we have a bathroom door to the left, basement door here. We're gonna eliminate this door frame and drywall that in. Here's your kitchen. I'm gonna replace those cabinets complete. New double stainless sink. Any plumbing and all required for that. We will have dishwasher. All of this drywall will need to be flat at completion, no texture or wallpaper. The ceilings here, they've got about, I don't know, 1/4 inch thick texture on it that is falling down in the kitchen, dining room, family room, hall, and one bedroom. That will need to be scraped, sanded, repaired, and retextured. All of our light fixtures are going to be replaced with LED per the scope. We're going to change out all these outlets, switches, and their covers because they're all pretty old and beat up. Here's just another pan view of the kitchen. Over the range microwave vented to the exterior. If it's better for the layout to eliminate that gas line and just cap it in the basement, that is fine. I'm okay with just an electric range. Here's your current plumbing situation. We'll need an ice maker line and box for the refrigerator. We'll take you on down the hall here. We're going to go with new 6-panel door slabs everywhere with brushed nickel knobs and stops. I prefer the wall protector stops right now because they're making the doors so cheap that the hinge and base stops tend to poke through them if they're pushed on with any force. I called for replacing all the base because, as you can see, there's already areas that don't have much of it showing. By the time we install our LVP or carpet, it's not going to look too great, especially with some quarter round on top of it. If the floors are straight enough that you can install the base after your flooring in the LVP areas, I'm okay with doing that and not using quarter round. Here in bed 1, we have a large hole in the ceiling, well, medium-sized hole in the ceiling. I haven't seen any evidence of current leaking, but as you can see the hole in the roof, so I'm sure it's still getting some. All the shelving and closet rods are here. They just need to be painted. All the drywall damage and imperfections needs to be fixed, of course. Moving on into bed 2. Got some border to remove. Remove any random nails, brackets, screws, things of that nature. Don't miss the fact that here in bed 2, we actually have a window under this one right here that will need to be replaced as well. And left open, of course. I am not a licensed HVAC, plumbing, or electrical person. I'm not quite sure what they got going on with the new looking return here and the old there. Here's bed 3. Got some beautiful feather painting going on in here. Speaking of HVAC, we had already contracted that out to All Seasons, so by the time you get the house, it will have a new 95% efficient furnace. We will need to work with him. He also is responsible for the vent covers, the exhaust ducting for the bath fans, and a microwave. So just let me, or if you're familiar with Roger, know, and we will schedule those. Here's the bathroom. Gonna remove all this tile. You know, it was almost in good enough shape to keep the floor, but we all know how that goes. Again, we're gonna do away with this door here. Replace the window. We're gonna remove all the fixtures, including the tub. Go back in with a 4-piece unit. New 24-inch vanity. Push it all the way against the wall so we have more room for our toilet here. New mirror, lights, bath fan with light. Yeah. There's your current plumbing situation there. Any penetrations in the wall, I do want a escutcheon. Install new shutoff valves. And we can head downstairs. Here's your current stair situation. We will need to add a wall sconce somewhere so that we have light to these stairs. I'm okay with it if it comes on with the unfinished area as well. We're going to need to extend the drywall, you know, frame and drywall down to the floor. Handrail that returns to the wall. We're going to redo these stairs as close to code as possible with risers. Those are going to get indoor-outdoor carpet installed on them. Here's just these supplies are going to need to be secured. Here we have the sewage ejector crock for the washing machine. Somebody has put a watch guard on this one. Probably should have been on the sump pump over here, but who knows. We can remove that. As you can see, they have run a line for the washing machine, it appears, down into the sewage ejector crock. Again, not my area of expertise, so I'm not sure what was going on with the original here. Gonna need a washer box. Inspect and repair all the plumbing as needed. Replace anything that currently has a Fernco. Here's your current main situation. Again, we got we've got PEX ran already, but it's kind of willy-nilly and not secured to anything. Currently no furnace, but again, that will be installed. Gonna replace the water here with a 40-gallon gas. Basement windows will be replaced. As you can see, there's existing waterproofing. The electrician will need to add an outlet for the sump pump and the washing machine over here, but currently they have an extension cord run. New sump pump. The electric panel was replaced in 2019. Has spots open for some of the things we may need to do. Gonna eliminate any of these abandoned cable, phone, old doorbell lines, anything of that nature not being used anymore. Gonna need to make sure we cover any junction boxes. And we'll move on around. So this room here at the bottom of the stairs looks like somebody started to finish it. We are going to put on a door and finish this out. You are going to need to repair this damage here. I haven't seen any evidence of current leaking. I've popped in a time or two when we're getting excessive rain. Regardless, we need to patch that, add a couple waterproofing panels that can be accepted into the existing down here. And then we're going to frame and finish a wall in front of that panel. You know, repair any drywall. Finish what they started here. We do need to add a switch by the door. Currently, the only switch is on over here on this short wall. You'll definitely want to add a switch by the door to this room. And this room goes on back to another room. That window had gotten broke, so we secured it. And this room goes on into another room. So what I would like to do is go ahead and frame and finish this opening, going into what I'm calling the walk-in closet from the original room. Leave this back portion as is. And we're going to come back in here to the unfinished space and pop a door in right about there, at least a 32-inch, to give access over to those areas, but we're just going to call those storage. So you will just be finishing this area here. Again, we'll do glue down indoor-outdoor carpet in this room and on the stairs. Everything else will just stay concrete. We'll need a new cover for the drain here. I'll try to give some more shots of plumbing, electrical, and ductwork currently going on. But I definitely encourage you to have the contractor you intend to do the work, other than HVAC, of course, to come out and thoroughly inspect. Because again, I am not a licensed electrician or plumber, so detailing a scope of what needs to be done with, very many specifics is difficult for me. So I can tell you the finished product that I'd like, but you will need your contractor to let you know what it entails to get there. There's another open junction. Of course, any penetration going to the exterior has to be sealed. I also currently don't see a dryer vent. That will need to be installed. And I think that concludes our tour of 9814 East Avenue. Being that it's my first time, I'm sure there's things I missed. Please reference the RFP, RCH general specs, and the detailed scope of work. If you have any questions, please email them to me at jennym@rivercityhousing.org. And thank you for showing interest in working with us in general and on this project. Have a great day.